Hello again, everyone. Right, I'm going to try and get through some more questions today. Um, Next question I've got coming through is from Rachel. I have a 10-week-old German Shepherd. I have all manner of worries, socialising, separation anxiety, training. Although she is pretty clever, I want puppy biting. Right, Rachel, stop worrying. It mentions in your comment, obviously, that you're worrying. Stop worrying. Look at Mother Nature. Look at how a puppy lives in their natural environment. It's simple. It's not complicated, and we really are starting to overcomplicate things for our dogs these days. And I get it. The information that's out there, it comes from everywhere. But if you try and go back to Mother Nature and look at how your puppy would be living if it was in its natural environment, they live a very simple life. They don't need much. Um, we need to understand how to fulfill the puppy for one, but I'm going to kind of cover some of the subjects you've mentioned. First one, socializing. Now, what is socialization? It's become apparent that socializing puppies nowadays means to go and meet every dog that you see, which I kind of guess that's something that you're worried about because of the current situation. You can't go and meet every dog, but that's not the case. That is why we've got such a problem out there with dog reactivity. Not the only reason, but that's a major factor why, is because everybody's told to go and socialize, but they're not taught what socialization is. Yes, part of it is to meet other dogs and to be exposed to the world, but it's not the only part. A major part is to socialize a puppy is to teach what behaviors are acceptable and what's not within a social environment or situation. Now, when we take our puppies to go and meet every dog that we see to socialize, the problem we've got is that teaches our dog that that's what we're going to do. So I've recognised for a long time now we've got more and more lead reactivity, and a lot of it comes from excitement, because what happens is we take our puppy to see every dog. So that's what the puppy learns, and as it gets older, it then wants to start to make that decision that there's a dog, let's go and meet, which seems nice, seems friendly, but one of the problems we've got is not every dog wants to meet other dogs. Some of them are nervous, some of them are a bit insecure, some of them have had issues with other dogs. So it's not great that we teach our puppies to just invade the space of other dogs. They need to learn their manners. And this is a great time to really start to teach that. So stop worrying, but see the good side of this. Now, another problem that I see with the more happy-go-lucky and excited dogs is when they're taught that socialize is just to go and meet every dog. When they're off lead and they're running around and they're playing, that's absolutely fine. As long as obviously the other dog's okay with that. But it's when they're on a lead and then they see another dog and they get excited and they want to run over there. But the lead physically restricts the dog from doing that. So the brain sees the eyes see the other dog. The brain says, let's move towards that dog and let's go and play. But then the lead physically restricts the dog. Then the excitement has to go somewhere. So then you get this barking that comes out, and everyone finds that really embarrassing. And then I get calls to say that my dog's not reactive. Is this aggression? And when I go and see a lot of the cases, a lot of it's excitement, and that's kind of where it stems from, is the fact that it's taught to see another dog and it triggers the excitement. So you want to use this opportunity really to take your German Shepherd, take your young puppy, and this doesn't matter what age your puppy is for anyone else that's listening to this, but if you can teach your puppy to see another dog and just remain calm, that's going to do you wonders for the rest of the dog's life. This gives you the opportunity to pick and choose which dogs you socialize with later on in life, because not all dogs are compatible, just like people, just like any species. They're not all compatible, so it depends what type of dog you've got and what energy your dog has, depends what dogs you socialize with. But you can make that decision then in the future, and you can figure out a bit more about your dog. Your dog might be nervous, so taking it to meet dogs that are overexcited might actually knock its confidence back. You might get a dog that's a bit too rough for your dog, or vice versa. Your dog later on might be a bit too rough for another dog, so you wouldn't then socialize them two dogs. They're just not compatible. So this gives you the prime time really to teach your dog its manners and to have it see another dog and actually teach it just to stay calm and relaxed, and it doesn't need to run over and see other dogs for entertainment. You will do that for your dog. So don't worry about it so much. Just focus on having your dog learn to see another dog, sit down, relax, and watch the world go by. That's going to really teach it some good stuff later on in life. Next subject, separation anxiety. Now, I kind of covered this in the last video, but I'll do it for you again. Now, separation anxiety, it is a problem out there, but the problem we've got is with a puppy. They're so cute, they're so lovely, and you just want to hold it and cuddle it all the time. But what that's not teaching your puppy is that it's okay to be separated from you sometimes. Now, we've just got to balance the situation out, really. If you want to have cuddles with your puppy and play with your puppy and have fun with your puppy, fantastic. But then you need to practice, okay, now you're going to go in your bed, or you might be using a crate or whatever it is that you're using. Try and teach your puppy then to go into its bed or into its crate and stay there for a length of time. Now, they need their sleep, they need their rest anyway, but we need to practice that separation so your puppy doesn't become anxious later on when you're back to work, or if you need to go out shopping or anything like that. Your puppy has already learned that sometimes it can be with you, sometimes it can't, and you've just got to be a bit strict in these situations, because especially with those puppy eyes, and they just look at you and they want to be with you, and you melt, and then you kind of give in to that situation. We can't do that. We have to look at the end results that we're trying to achieve, which is, it is okay for you to go in your bed or go in your crate and stay there while I go about my day and do what I'm doing, and then later on we can have some time together. So as long as you're practicing the separation part, you'll be okay. You'll be absolutely fine. Now, training, it's not something I really cover too much, just because my job more is fixing unwanted behaviours and rehabilitating like aggression and things like that. But I do recommend a company called Leerberg, which offers a lot of free advice for one. They've got some fantastic trainers on there, and you've got the time now to really look on there and study and look at what it is you want to train your dog. So to cover this subject, really, what I want you to think about is what you want out of your dog when your dog is a dog. The moment you're looking at a puppy, and everyone goes for them basics of sit, down, stay, which is all great stuff, and you've got the time now. I'm gathering you're at home like most people. If you're not, still, this is something you can focus on. Get them basics in there, but think about what you want out of your puppy when it is a dog. What is it that you're looking for? Because everyone's got different expectations of having a dog. Some people are going to work them. Some people just want them for companionship. Some people want to actually give them a job. So I don't know your personal situation, but try and think about what it is you want from your dog later on, and start to try and practice that now, so we can get the basics in there. And the internet's full of free advice and information on how to train your dog. But like I say, Leerberg are really good. And it just covers such a wide range of different things that you can train your dog to do. So take a look, and maybe invest in some of their DVDs, and you'll learn a lot from that. Now, the puppy biting. This is normal, but I get it. It's very frustrating for people when they get a puppy and they're getting bit and they're getting chewed on, and it hurts. But what we got to remember is they're teething. And they have energy. So if we look at these two different reasons why your puppy might be biting, if you're not exercising your puppy enough, they're going to get excess energy, which that energy they've got has to go somewhere. So sometimes we become a giant, fun, moving toy for them to chew on, which creates more of that. So let's look at fulfillment for the puppy first. Let's make sure that we are tiring the puppy out. Play with them, get them finding little treats. There's all sorts of things you can do out there. But try and think about how we can tire the puppy out so the puppy hasn't got so much energy to put into biting us. Then we can look at maybe if it's still happening, and maybe we've got obviously the teething and puppies explore with their mouths. Let's give your puppy something to chew on, so it can release that need to explore and chew through its mouth. Obviously later on, if this turns a little bit more south and it becomes a bit more aggressive, or there's a bit more to it than just puppy mouthing and biting, we can take a look at this a bit more deeply. But at the moment, just focus on tiring your puppy out so it's more likely to go into a rested state. and then give it something else to chew on. And then you should be absolutely fine. But like I say, if this turns a little bit more into something that you become concerned about, we can go a little bit more deeper into that. I hope this helps. Just want to mention, obviously, we are offering Skype consultations at the moment for people to go a bit more in depth with this, but I'm going to kind of try and give you some general advice and information on these problems, and I just really hope it helps. So good luck, Rachel, and look forward to hearing your results, and maybe send in some pictures or videos later on of the puppy. Take care, everyone.